Okay. So, Matt, I would like to talk to you today about your feelings about how working as part of a team in a salon is important.
Working as part of a team is important because you're not on your own. There's support there if you need it.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes life easier. It reassures you. It reassures the customer as well.
Nice. And so when you say you have others to support you, if you think of yourself in a situation with a client, how might that be useful?
If a client wants a second opinion, or they're not particularly, it could be a woman and they particularly don't want you, and you could have a female part of the team, so it's handy to have a female that can do the client's hair.
Oh, that's interesting. Have you come across that before or not? It's just something that you think may...
My barber's that I went to, he does female and male hair, and there was a female that wouldn't let him touch her hair.
Really?
Yeah, he had to wait for his wife to come in to do her hair. I thought it was really interesting, really bizarre.
That is really interesting.
Apparently it happens.
Wow. So, for example, something obviously when you're in salon, you need to think about how you can adapt communication for different situations. So let's say you had somebody come into the salon where English was not their first language. What methods of communication could you use to help you and them communicate?
Talk slowly.
Mm-hmm.
If I have images of designs, I'll try and show them images to see which one they were looking for. Worse, if someone was in the salon who spoke their language and spoke English, could translate for me.
Yeah, that's true.
Just try anything really.
But you'd be quite happy about it,
Yeah.
quite encouraging.
Yeah, it's at the end of the day, customers are always right.
Yeah, and sometimes it's quite fun, I think,
Yeah.
isn't it? You can kind of find new
You learn things off different people.
Yes.
Every
yes.
language is something new.
Yes, that's true. And the classic.
Yeah, thumbs up, thumbs down. Yeah.
Yeah, that's brilliant. So, what do you perceive to be the benefits of effective teamwork?
Get the work done.
Mm-hmm.
If you all work as a team, you can be quite positive together, whereas on your own, sometimes you could turn around and think, you know what, I really don't want to be here. There's another 2 parts, I just bump them off. Whereas if you're all together, you kind of all push each other to just get the job done.
Oh, that's interesting. So you see teamwork as very supportive and encouraging.
Yeah.
So you would actually then need quite a specific team around you.
Yeah.
So what sort of people would you be looking for to kind of be part of your team to serve you the best?
Happy, bubbly, smiley, good making teas and coffees. That'd have to be important.
Yeah. Is that for you or for the clients?
For both. Happy and bubbly. A nice personality, I think.
Nice. So you see a happy salon?
Yeah, I do. It sounds quite sad, but I like that. And
No.
that song, Happy.
Yeah.
I quite kind of see my salon quite like that, actually. Just happy all the time.
That's lovely.
Bobbing along.
That's so cool. So that's quite interesting then. How could you identify the effects of negative behaviour and attitude on others?
Right.
So what would you do if in your Happy Land salon, which would be wonderful, if you had somebody like that, what could you do?
Just try and make them happy. Offer them tea, coffee. Don't really know what else to offer them. Try and talk to them about something that they want to talk about.
Mm-hmm. If it was a client, what about if it was a team member? If it was a member of staff?
Try and find out what's wrong with them. Offer them a break. Go and calm down and try and be happy.
Yeah.
Because obviously they've got something on their mind. So.
Okay, so but a lot about communication.
Yeah, it's just talking really, and trying to get on with it. And if worse comes to worse, I always find a cream cake or a biscuit. So that was everything. No one can say no to a pack of digestives or a cream cake.
Yeah. However, if you did have somebody with sort of a negative attitude or negative behaviour, what effect might it have on the working environment?
just bring the mood of the whole salon down.
Yeah.
Go from being amazing and happy to dark and miserable.
Yeah, which might make what occur?
Make clients unhappy, we could lose people instantly. Staff might not want to work. The more negative people are around you, the more negative you feel, and then you just turn around and can't be bothered, and the standards just slip. You just get to the point where you can't be bothered. Why should I bother? Bugger it. I've done half her hair, she can just go.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Interesting.
You've got to be quite positive.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's definitely the kind of industry where you have to be upbeat. Every day is a brand new day.
Keep moving forward.
Yes, definitely. So what sort of roles and responsibilities are there for team members in the salon?
Receptionist, cleaning, there's a cleaner, tea and coffee maker. It's one of the most important roles. Stylist.
Yeah.
And I would like to think personally, because I don't like doing it, someone to do shampoo
Okay.
and conditioning.
Okay, and that's good. So if you wanted that in your salon, then you could potentially incorporate the shampooing and conditioning and the tea making.
Yeah, I was
So-
thinking of that. Someone who does like a Saturday job or like an ex-school leaver or something who's looking for like part-time work.
Okay,
Because
so
they
would you
take teas
keep
and
them at
coffee.
that, or would you kind of, if they wanted to go into the
Try and get
barbering
them to-
world?
Try and get them to like go up through the levels. Technically, that's what I'd ideally like to do. I'd ideally like to have a salon because I've got two younger brothers, and I know one of my youngest brothers is 8, but he quite likes barbering, hairdressing. He loves being in the barbers. So, and he said he'd like, if I get a salon, he said he'd like to come and work with me. So ideally, I'd like to go up through the levels with him.
Nice.
Kind of my plan. Touch wood.
Yeah, that's a great plan. That's fantastic. So if you did have difficulties with any of the team members, when would you feel it was important to refer problems? At what point could it become a real issue and you would have to kind of intervene?
When they just basically can't bothered or just don't want to work, and when they're starting to bring everyone else down with them, I feel it's important to try and nip it in the bud. It's alright people being, and not everybody can be smiles 24/7, but it's when it starts to affect other members of staff and you notice it's starting to affect your customers, that's when you really intervene.
Yeah.
It's like it's gone from being happy and then you notice another member of staff going moody and then you notice it dropping off on the customers. So they just got to intervene. Just judge. It's all judging.
Yes, I think you're right. And knowing your salon too,
Yeah.
inside out, isn't it? And knowing your staff. So again, along those lines, you would be able to identify the effects of positive and negative, negative attitude we've talked about. So how about positive attitude? How would a fantastic positive attitude, what effect would that have on your team?
People would be happy, customers would have smiles and be happy with their cuts and designs and colours and whatever else they have to do. Shampooing. The day goes quicker. It's a good thing about people being happy, the day does seem to go slightly quicker.
But if the clients are happy, what might they do?
Tip more.
They
I
might-
recommend you.
Absolutely. So they
That's what
they
the
would
basic
go
goal
away,
is.
you're absolutely right, and recommend you. So then what does that mean for your business?
Business grows. And
Yeah.
barbers is one of the most important things, is word of mouth.
Yes.
It is word of mouth.
Yes.
The one leaflets you put out is how well a cut you do and what people say about you.
Yes, that is true, I do agree. So how could you promote a professional image in your salon?
Clean, tidy uniforms and minimalistic layouts in salons. You don't need clutter everywhere. You just need a nice, basic, tidy workstation, an area. You don't need thousands of pictures all over the walls and windows. Just a neat, tidy layout. And modern. People like modern. They don't like. Some people like antique, but just modern, tidy, clean.
And minimalist.
Yeah, minimalistic.
Ooh.
Just tidy uniforms. Definitely uniforms.
You like uniforms?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you've seen...
It's more professional, it promotes the business, and you all look the same.
Yes, so there's a uniformity about
Yeah.
it.
People
So
can't
have you
just turn up however they want.
Have you seen barber shops where they have uniform and where they haven't?
Yeah.
And what has been your idea of both?
The one with uniform looked good. The one without uniform didn't. I know it's a dad and a son, but it's the fact that the one day they were in shorts, t-shirt and flip-flops. The next day they were in hoodies and jeans. It just doesn't promote a professional image. It's not like they haven't even got a logo on it. You know, you're trying to sell yourself to your customer.
Yeah.
You know, you want to promote it. You know.
So it would make a difference to you if you were looking for a barber shop and you happened to see what you've just described with the father-son, or a different barber shop where they were all in uniform and it was minimalist. Your choice would always be that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Interesting.
they show a more professional image. Like they definitely, you know, they're there to cut your hair. They're not there to just act at being barbers.
Cool. So last question for Unit 10344 is identify how to maintain personal hygiene.
Keep clean.
How do you
Change
keep
your
clean?
so you clean, shower.
Yep.
Wash your hands and everything. Change your shirts regularly. I have to admit, I do actually carry a spare shirt in my rucksack because the amount I sweat. Personal hygiene, just making sure you're clean all the time and tidy, and just not getting covered in anything. Basically, I suppose is the main thing.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And if it's all right with you, I'd like to take a photograph of you because you look very smart
Wouldn't say
and
that.
obviously you look very professional. So I'll just